So now that we've finished Chapter 3, we can now watch Chapter 2 of Pokemon Philosopher before we move on to Chapter 4. It makes sense in context. When you say it aloud, it sounds like, what? But yeah, now that we're going to deal with the Pokemon League arc itself properly. Oh, and Pokemon Philosopher was created by S Code 9, of course. Link to channel description. Might as well say that. Alright. Now we can... We're probably going to see a lot more Pokemon in this one. Not all of them, of course. We gotta save some for the actual... Moving from the country. Gotta save some for when we fight the evil organization, of course. So... But hey, we're going to see a good chunk of them, no doubt.
Welcome to the Road to the Pokemon League arc. During this storyline, we'll be looking at all 8 Pokemon gym leaders, as well as traveling through the game's basic routes. We'll also be exploring some of the characters which we met during the pilot. However, we'll be mostly ignoring the locations in the other 2 arcs.
No Alcamon,
so
and
make sure to check those
probably
out if you want
not a
more information
lot
on them,
of team.
as well as certain Pokemon which we will uncover
the evil
in a later
team,
date.
that name
For
escapes
now, though,
me, but
let's talk
probably
about
see at
those
least
gym
1 or
leaders.
2
You can take
members.
them on in
Because
any
we did see
order
gym
you like,
leaders in
and their
the
teams will
Alcamon
be
arc.
stacked based around your ranking. In the meantime, however, let's take on the nearest gym leader you can find. That being the one who set up shop here in Lion Valley.
We begin at the beginning, and when we get to the end,
Though you don't
stop.
have to, this gym is designed with you going first in mind. So with that said, the puzzle is pretty simple.
Of course.
Just look around the barn, talk to the various
On my first
Pokemon
playthrough, I would go
bearers,
here
battle
first,
one
but I
or two
imagine
of
if I
them,
did a
and they'll give you
replay,
clues
that'd be
on
like the
where to
last
find
video,
the
just
gym
for the
leader.
irony, you know.
Speaking of
So
whom,
that's funny to do the first gym last.
well, look what
Oh,
we
hello.
have here. A new challenger. Hold on. Don't I know you from somewhere?
Yeah, I think we met before. Or not, no. I think we're some in the Alcamon arc, or
Really?
I'm misremembering
I could have
entirely.
sworn that you were the same trainer who... You know what? Never mind. Doesn't matter. Anyway, welcome to my gym. I am Professor Batula. If you've been to Sky University, you may recognize me as the local professor, the leading expert in Pokemon care, and, at this very moment, the local
Or at least we
gym
saw him
leader
there,
of this
considering
farm.
that's
We just
where
opened
we're
up
introduced
again
to the
after
Alcamon.
dealing with a bit of a rough patch. Sorry, it's none of your concern. It was just something to do with wild Pokemon. Or so I was
Okay.
told anyway. But whatever the reason, I'm sure it can be understood. After all, wild Pokemon have their reasons for lashing out. And since I've spent quite some time studying Pokemon and their behaviors, I should know. Anywho, let's get to your match. I hope you're prepared, my youth. After all, we gym leaders here in the Revolu region know better than to limit ourselves to a single type. So expect the unexpected,
Interesting, we're
as
gonna
they
get some
say.
variety in this.
Alright, trainer.
In these gyms.
Let's bring the barn down.
Mine's just showing the first gym later, so not gonna be too hard.
Let's start with the basics. I'm sure you've encountered one of these before. Go, Lion!
We have, yes. All the way back in Chapter 1. And it's gone.
Oh, my! You work fast, don't you? Well, let's shake things up a little. Go, Mud Spree!
Oh, of course. Figures he'd have Mud
And
Spree.
just when you thought he was kidding. Nope, like he said, gym leaders don't just focus on a single type in this region. They also build their teams around their theme or their line of work.
Interesting.
So make sure to keep an eye out for that.
Oh, so it's sort of
gym
like how
battles.
in
You
Yu-Gi-Oh!
won't be
Every
surprised
character
what
has a
kind
deck
of
that's
Pokemon
themed
you'll be
around their
facing.
gimmick.
Ooh.
Unless they're main
Well,
characters, in which case it can
I
be
suppose
whatever.
It's up to you now. Remember, don't worry about your twitching. Just do your best.
Twitching.
Ariapom!
Oh, jeez, what the
Ladies and
hell?
gentlemen, introducing Project
It's-
Spider Monkey. Ariapom,
Spider
the boss
Monkey!
of Apparak. Though you'd think the extra tails would come
I forgot they
handy,
would have
it has a hard
Alcamon.
time controlling them
That looks
due to
really
its
cool.
incredibly overloaded senses. This Pokemon has been seen driving itself mad because of them. Despite that,
Dang
however, it's still an
Arachnochimps.
alchemist Pokemon, and its Alchemy Boost ability will help power up all the normal moves that the gym leader will use, even if it's not on the field. Keep in mind, all gym leaders will have an Alchemy Pokemon. However, to keep things balanced, all trainers that are permitted to use Alchemy Pokemon can only have one in their party at a time. That
So they'll be the
includes you,
boss Pokemon,
unfortunately,
but,
so keep that in mind when you're building your team.
Makes sense, gotta keep it fair. But again, it's still the first boss, so while it will probably be a tough battle,
Oh
not
my.
impossible.
Sorry, my dears. At least you tried your best.
Though it Ariados Ambipom Fusion as the first one, just like, oh
my.
crap, two final forms in
Sorry
one.
if I winced back there, player, during that last bit, but I'm not too fond of using Ariapon in battle. In fact, if me and the other gym leaders had the choice, I wouldn't really bother to use him at all. He's not that great on his own due to his own faults. But
Yeah, that's right.
I
The
don't see that as a bad
Alchemons
thing.
do have
After all, every
weaknesses built
Pokemon
in.
has their limitations that you need to learn. It's the whole point of being a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, but Alchemons have
But
more
all the same,
weaknesses than
I'm
you
not
think.
too fond of the idea of these alchemy Pokemon. It seems like all of these clashing elements just weren't meant to mix.
It's almost like they weren't
Worry
created
about
as
the
fusions
impact
for a
Pokemon don't
frickin'
have on the
reason.
community, not to mention the
We humans
well-being
aren't
of
born
these
to be
Pokemon
part
themselves.
ant.
Anywho, you beat me fair and square, so I suppose I should give you this, the Bond badge.
Oh, that's a nice little design. Short, sweet, and to the point. You know, after all of this, I can only
That
imagine
badge
that
will allow you
Professor's
to
thing is going to be
encounter stronger
the end of
Pokemon
this
while you're
by
traveling through the
Professor
region. It'll also help you boost
Edwards,
your
I think
rank
his name was, probably
significantly,
misremembering,
so
but
keep that in mind as well.
you know,
Lastly,
actually,
I'd
I'll save
also
it for
like to
the
give
end
you a
because
TM.
just so I can focus. What's that? A
Think of it
tract?
as a representation of your hard work.
If I forget what it is,
I can
just
tell, even though you
ask me in the
haven't had your
comments.
Pokemon for very long, that you've done an excellent job putting their needs before your own. They're in very good hands being in your company, dear trainer. Don't forget that.
Nice, Professor.
Well, so far so good if I would say. From here, we can backtrack to Sky University and either go left or right. There are two gyms in either one of those cities. For the sake of progression, let's go left onto Route 3. We'll visit the other one at a later date.
I can't but
This is where
smile at
the
Gen
region
3
starts
music.
becoming a little bit more open-ended. If
Really?
you would care to go off the beaten path and explore more of these vast fields, then feel free to. You might find a few familiar faces depending on where you choose to tread. One such familiar face is
You get
Revolution
got a
Ribombee, the
counterpart.
beefly Pokemon. Due to the more
Looks much
compact
better than the
pollen
original,
of the region,
but that's
these
just my
Pokemon have
opinion.
evolved this much tougher form.
Not a big
gaining
fan
the
of its
fighting type.
Alolan
Their
version.
pollen balls are much
It's
rounder
fine, but,
and
you know,
harder, making
not
them
a
a
fan.
decent defensive item if they feel threatened. It's said the way they throw their pollen balls inspired a very special sport in the region. They
Soccer.
have classic Ribombee's signature Pollen
Or
Puff,
bowling.
but they also have a new signature ability called Pollen Strike. A bug-type move that hits so hard it bypasses protective moves.
Ooh.
They also have a new signature ability called Strike Down, which will boost their physical attack by 2 stages if they knock out a Pokemon on the first turn. Now,
Oh, hello.
this next one is interesting.
Rin.
This is Revolution Rin, the Cat Bell Pokemon. You may not recognize it, but this
No, I
Pokemon is a
don't.
regional variant because it was originally from the region of Johto. Back then,
What?
it looked something like this. It was a
Oh!
Dark-type
Oh!
Pokemon.
Oh,
However,
it's a
they
beta
unfortunately can't be
Pokemon!
found in Johto anymore because they became extinct.
It's a beta.
However,
You
they
made an
were brought
alternate
over
version
to
of a
this
beta.
region during
That's
wartime,
cool. That's
preserving these
really
stowaways
cool as
and
code.
transforming them into a much more strict form.
That's
They're a
that, I
very
haven't seen that
by-the-book
before.
Pokemon,
Like, I'm not
demanding
done. That was
others
probably
to
done
listen to
before or
them and
not, but
constantly
that's still
ringing the
really
bell on the
freaking
end of their
cool.
tail for attention. You can find many Pokemon like these wandering about during these lands, and as you capture them and
It's a
battle
real
more
shame
trainers,
we lost a lot of
some
beta
your
Pokemon next
look
generation
like they are
because
getting ready
there's
to
only 100 new
evolve.
Pokemon in Johto, so
let's see who's being
why were they
promoted
cut?
to the next
Yeah,
stage,
whatever.
shall we?
looking back sort of thing. Okay, first the Mareep. Now it's a Flaffy. He just rolled over. That's an evolution. Sure.
Starting off at level 25, Revolution Mareep will evolve into Revolution Flaffy.
What's the Revolution Ampharos? It's gonna be like a... it's gonna be like sleep standing.
Being hardly
So imagine
motivated
it's,
and spending
like
all
its
day
animation
lying
just,
about
you
in
know,
the
like
fields with
this.
their tail twitching upright. This may look like a sign of consciousness, but be careful. This is nothing more than them fidgeting in their sleep. And again, one touch from that tail and you're joining them in Dreamland.
Okay, who else? Oh, this thing. Cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice. Got like an owl with a stinger or something. And a beard, of course.
Being granted an IQ of level 20 will promote Smartin into Pinestein, the strategy
I
Pokemon.
upgrade its IQ.
Even more intelligent than its predecessor, it has gained
Or
the
maybe just like
Psychic
regular battle
typing.
level. I don't know.
It is able to secrete a special dandruff from the end of its tail that acts as chalk. It will use this to mark its territory and help it memorize its surroundings. Despite its great intelligence,
Noctowl really
it's
should have been
actually
the
very
second
friendly,
part psychic
and will
typing. I
often
know why
use
it
its
wasn't
great
because
wisdom
regional
to
bird,
help other
but
Pokemon survive in the wild.
yeah. Oh, okay, a starter bird. Nice. What the? It gets split evolutions? Let me guess, based on gender?
Now, this next one will take a bit of explaining. You see, unlike traditional regional birds, Valiant doesn't evolve the traditional way, by leveling up. Instead, it must level up while knowing a specific move, in order to gain one of two split evolutions. When leveling up while knowing the move Aerial Ace, it will become Aerocon, the Air Raid Pokemon.
Interesting.
In the wild, only Valiant who have truly mastered the skies can become this form. They command over flocks of Valiants, leading them into battle against any enemy, firing razor-sharp feathers out of the yellow slots on their wings to subdue their prey. That's their new signature move, by the way, Feather Shot. Though not the strongest flying type move, it is pretty fast, just like them, hitting multiple times and taking priority. A Valiant that knows the move Low Sweep on the other hand will evolve into Secrentry, the grounded Pokemon. Only Valiant that are rejected from their flock become this form. More specifically, the slow.
See, I'd probably pick Aerial Ace based on the game
As such,
or something.
this Pokemon sacrifices speed.
Like, I imagine I'd pick Aerial Ace for the game, but I like ostriches, so I don't know. If I knew, I might
this
do
Pokemon triumphs
kicks.
in lone combat. It is incredibly bitter towards its other two forms.
I wonder how that would work. Like, you reach a certain level, and it's like, would you like to learn Aerial Ace or
a special
low kick
ground
or
type
something like
move
that?
Still does
And when
damage
you
to
pick one, you
Pokemon
can't get
in
the other.
air and will
He doesn't
even
ask.
ground them. Now, these are some mighty
Although what happens
fine
if you deny
promotions, if I do
both?
say so myself. If you don't care much about spoilers,
But I guess you don't evolve.
can find these guys running about in the wild as well, including these newbies, as well as all of these.
Maybe we'll give it
oldies.
another
In an
opportunity during
open
each
world
level up or
region,
something.
There
I
are
don't know.
plenty other old and new Pokemon that you can find around.
Like
these
Bulbasaur
parts.
there.
But we'll get to them when we cover
Looks
them.
like they're having a bit of a time getting you in Pokemon Go. Ugh. I gotta get that Scyther to evolve.
After all that hiking and exploring, we have finally arrived at Motor Bridge.
Nice name.
But humble town, well known.
This is pretty futuristic. I can see this in a Pokemon game, but it also looks like it's in real life, which is like, why can't I go there?
Forms of transportation. That being
I gotta live in lame-ass
Detrain.
Massachusetts, and they got all this
This
thing?
big fella,
Ooh.
Detrain, the terrain Pokemon. These giants look the exact same both ways. It's hard to tell which is which.
Oh,
Especially
great.
since they
It's one
can
of
move both
those.
forwards and
It's
backwards
like Beta
just as
Giraffe
quickly.
ring. Sort of,
Using a
kinda.
special
Not
electric
really.
aura surrounding them, they're able to move pretty quickly for their size, reaching speeds of 200 miles per hour. Because of this, people have employed them in a special service in this region called...
Well, god damn it, that's Code Knight. Can it even take on people?
Traffic jams.
How would
can
you feel about
sting,
being
can't
put
they?
inside of a
Worse than a
Pokemon?
bee drill, in fact. So tell me, why bother looking at all this when you can look at all this?
Right.
Journeys don't have to be a pace breaker with the Detraway. Travel to any part of the region you like along the Detraway Highway.
God
No
damn, let's go.
encounters, no traffic jams, no ifs,
I
no
completely
buts,
forgot about the
nothing
commercial
about it.
breaks.
Just sit back and enjoy your travels the way you want to.
The sad
Don't
thing
do
is, I'd
things the
still...
wrong way. Do things the right way. The
Or
Detraway.
the Great Western Way. I'd still rather watch your ads, Escort, than literally 99% of
Wow.
the YouTube ads.
That was easy. I don't even need
I'm
to
gonna say
finish
1%
this
because there might
battle.
be like one
so
or two
much
decent
for being
ones,
a
I guess.
challenge, and you call yourself the offspring of an Elite Four
Unimportant
member?
trainer.
You might as well quit while you have the chance.
Dang. Don't gotta do that to
Oh,
her, son.
Poor Pokemon. I hope they're alright. Oh, player. I was wondering when I'd run into you again. Nice to meet you.
You got your
How are
butt
your
kicked?
Pokemon League matches going?
Alright. Who was that punk that trash talked to you? Some nobody.
Oh, him? He was nothing. Just some
Odds are
challenger
we'll
who
get a
dropped
chance to go
halfway,
fight him
that's all.
afterwards.
I don't really care much for his type. I've met tons of trainers in the academy like that. If you're here for your next gym battle, then I think it's somewhere near the debt train station. I think I need to do a bit more training before I can take it on. I'm not really in the mood at the moment. I'll see you around, I suppose.
I think we still have missions in this thing, but you don't want to battle? Well, she just lost, so she can't.
Well, some of my team members
Are
have been
fainted.
knocked out. I don't know.
Let's go to a Pokemon Center first.
Well, I suppose I need to look for where I need to improve, so...
I guess this is a good reason for them
guess
to
I
have
can
less
take you on
Pokemon.
with what I have. Very well then, player. Let's go.
Charlie wants to battle? If we still have missions this, I imagine one of the
let's
missions would be
just get
go
this over
beat
with.
up the guy
Go.
who took down
Rin,
Charlie.
Rin.
Kind of a dick move versus be like, I know you just lost a Pokemon battle, but would you like to lose to me next?
Oh my, I am
Even
so
though you're
sorry,
at a weakened
Rin,
state?
Go, Kawalma.
But hey, they accepted, so I guess it matters.
No. Okay, just one more. Go, starter.
Oh yeah, the star that has the advantage to us, I think.
Ah, I knew this was a bad idea.
Really should rewatch chapter 1 before getting this.
Kawalma. Rin, starter, I'm so sorry. Sorry, player, I have to get going to the Pokemon Center. This is urgent. I'm so sorry. Huh.
No, nobody cares about our
We
Pokemon.
didn't go too hard on them, did we?
Maybe.
Well,
I mean, we did kind of be like, I know you just
Charlie's
lost
going
to
to make
Pokemon
sure
a
that
weekend, but
they're
want to fight?
prepared before they take on the next gym leader.
And how do they lose
Then
to
maybe
still
we
Pokemon?
should
Well, I guess
be
they're going
too.
off of
So
anime
let's
rules,
take
maybe,
some
where it's
time
like
off to
three
cover our
on
bearings
three,
and call
no
it a day.
others.
We're going to need to be prepared if we're going to take this guy on next time.
That
as
makes
our
sense.
journey through Revolu continues.
What's kind of interesting gimmick, take on someone who's already gotten weakened Pokemon already. Just imagine they start the battle and their Pokemon comes out like, I don't know, just to pick a number, 47 HP out of like 66 or something, you know? It's like, that hasn't really been done. You face someone else who has a weakened Pokemon. I mean, I doubt it would be that way, just, it'd be something unique, you know? But anyway, while I still remember, I want to say what I think how Professor Nicholas is going to go down. He's been focusing on fusing all these Pokemon together, right? Creating Alchemon, because he thinks he knows better about what's right and wrong for Pokemon. So I think that he's going to try to go for like the legendary Phoenix thing, and it's going to betray him like, well, because if you think you can play God on this Pokemon, why can't we Pokemon play God with you? And then he fuses him with like a Pokemon, or like a rock or something. And I don't mean like a rock type, I mean a literal freaking rock. Or something, or a blade of grass or whatever. It's like, you want to play God? We can too. At least that's my prediction or something like that. It'd be kind of like fitting though, just to be like, you know, you get what you deserve. You get what you had coming, or something. But yeah, as for the chapter itself, it's a good opening starter. It's a good start. Yeah. Fun to see all the Pokemon, the new Pokemon, and the battles and all that jazz. And well, it's for gym leader, of course. And yeah, and yeah, just to see everyone in the and Charlie, and see how the professor and how the gym battle work. It's really cool how they go off of theming instead of just pure what has type advantage. Of course, in the games they kind of do that sometimes, but sometimes more like I have this Pokemon because that's my typing, okay? It can be like that, but those are the things. It kind of reminds me of how, like, I think M&J TV be like, how would I give the Elite Four more Pokemon or something like that? Because I think he gave Giants like, he couldn't go Dragon types because there's only 3 Dragon types in Gen 1, and they're all the same freaking branch. So he gave him, he let him keep the Charizard, the Aerodactyl, and gave him a Lapras because it looked dragon-like, or something like that. it was a bit of a stretch, but hey, you know, Aerodactyl's a bit of a stretch too, but, so, and we let him in, so, That's a cool gimmick, and the whole using the beta Pokemon design is a really cool idea. I like that as Kodai. That was a really smart one. Now it's like, we both get a callback and technically new Pokemon in the same way. So that's awesome. So in Game Freak wouldn't do because then they would know it's beta Pokemon. I mean, they typically have with the leaks, but still. So yeah, really good work there, S-Code. I'm proud of you for that one. Now I'm just going to name it before I decide my team. Yeah, okay, so I'd have the fire starter, the sheep thing, of course. And then I would have, for the regional bird, I want... I love me some ostriches, but thing is, going in blind, I wouldn't know about how to get the ostrich Pokemon. At least, you know, attempting going blind, because trying to go into anything blind on the internet is like... good luck on that one. You know? Next to impossible. Unless you literally live under a rock. But anyway, yeah. Since I wouldn't know, I would most likely get the Aerocon, so that's it for that's my regional bird. And of course we have the bug type Pokemon that are probably just still on the team. Like, I probably still have the the one with the laser gun or something like that. Assuming I had that originally, but yeah. And then as for, I think I would also have Revolution Mirip, or Flaffy now, just because I have a psychic type on the team. Yeah, just psychic typing, why not? I'm not gonna care about the Pinstein or anything like that. I like having a regional variant on the team. Okay, sue me. Call my lawyers that, no. And then the rest of my team would probably just still be other stuff like bugs and whatnot, just on the theme for now or until I get something better. You know, so you gotta have your place order Pokemon sometimes just for diversity's sake. But yeah, I don't think I've run into any electrics or something like that, or water. Well, I've run into waters, but yeah, I think that would basically be it. So yeah, just basically team stay the same, just I think add a Mareep, which would become a Flaffy, and then the evolutions. Oh, also the Grim, of course, the goat Pokemon, which I think we saw the evolution of, but I don't remember its name at the moment. I just remember the baby goat. So yeah, that's on the team as well. And then I guess throw in another random bug or normal type. Probably that thing that was like the Loch Ness Monster, I think I said I would have on the team. So yeah, I would have that freaking psychic bird thing. So yeah, the Pinstein, yeah. So yeah, that's my team. That's how I would go with the S-Code. So yeah, good work on everything. You can find S-Code Knight's channel in the description, and goodbye. Bye.